Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're doing a head-to-head between the new Thrunite Black Scout Survival version 4 flashlight and the M2R Pro Warrior from Olight. So WowTech reached out to me. They asked me if I was interested in doing a head-to-head. So if I'm remembering properly from the past, WowTech made all of the Black Scout Survival flashlights, but now Thrunite is making them. So you've got some similarities, you got some differences. Obviously, they are tactical flashlights. They've got those aggressive bezels on them. And yeah, let's talk through the details, and then we'll show you what they look like in use, and you can decide if one of these fits into your systems. All right, let's start off and talk about outputs, because a lot of people are going to want to know about that immediately. So let's talk about the Olight first. You have 1 lumen for 50 days. You have 15 lumens for 130 hours. You have 60 lumens for 40 hours. You have 250 lumens for 10 hours. You have high, which is 750 lumens. That'll run for 160 minutes, and then it'll drop to 250 as far as your lumen output. That'll run for another 40 minutes. Then you have the turbo, which is 1800 for 4.5 minutes. It'll drop to 750 for 145 minutes, and then 250 lumens from there, and that'll run for another 45 minutes. This light is rated IPX8, and meaning it can go down to 2 meters and drop resistant to 1.5 meters. Okay, as far as the Black Scout Survival version 4, we have Firefly at 0.54 lumens. That's going to be for 56 days. Low at 33 lumens. That's going to be for 55 hours and 42 minutes. Medium at 350 lumens for 4.5 hours. Your high is 1,426 lumens. That's going to run for 130 seconds and then drop down to 634 lumens for 150 minutes. Then you have your turbo, and that's going to be 2,523 lumens, and that's going to run for 125 seconds, and then it's going to drop down to 614 lumens for 147 minutes. And this light has a strobe feature as well at 1,200 lumens for 210 minutes. The Thrunite is drop resistant to 1.5 meters and also IPX8 rated, so good down to 2 meters. I do want to note that the Olight also has a strobe feature, but they didn't give me details on lumen output or burn time for that. Let's do a quick weight comparison here. First, the Olight with the battery inside, 6.34 ounces, and then the Thrunite with the battery inside, 5.05 ounces. Okay, as you can see, for the Olight, you're going to get the box, you're going to get the charger, you're going to get a lanyard, you're going to get the sheath, the flashlight, obviously, and then it does come with a battery. It's a 21700 battery. If you've never seen them before, they're a little bit bigger than an 18650. With the Thrunite, you'll get the box, you'll get the flashlight with an 18650 battery included, you get a sheath, you get a charging cord, you get the red filter. You also have the aggressive bezel that's included, that's already on the flashlight. You can see it right now. You can take that off, just twist it off and put the red filter on, or you can run it with neither the filter or the aggressive bezel. Also with the Thrunite, you're going to get this little bag. It's got a lanyard, it's got a replacement switch for the end switch, and a replacement cover for the micro USB. And then flip around the other side, you can see a couple extra O-rings are in there as well. Here's a quick look at your two batteries. You can see that the 18650 on the top is 3.6 volts. It's a 3100 milliamp battery. On the bottom, you have a 3.6 volt, 5000 milliamp battery, and that's a 21700. So you can see they are a little bit different, similar in size, but definitely a larger battery for the 21700. Here's a look at the two lights in their sheaths. I would say both of them are fine. I actually just like the hook and loop more than I like the snap feature that the Olight has. So I think the Thrunite wins on this, but I would say both of the sheaths are fine. There's nothing fancy about them. I generally, like 98% of the time, I don't carry a flashlight in a sheath, so it's kind of a non-issue for me. But the overall quality works. Nothing to write home about. Here's a close-up of the Thrunite. You got this loop on the back here, so it's not hook and loop to basically lift up and then put over your belt. You have to loosen your belt, run that through, and then you'll have it on your belt. Looks like a sturdy D-ring up top. And then let's show you the Olight. So press this, that'll release it. You have a snap on this one. Let me see if I can actually, there you go, yep. So put that over your belt, or I think you might be able to run it through here maybe, yeah. So it's also stitched in really tight. You can run a belt through there, same style of D-ring. Oh, and that's one of the issues. I just bumped it, so you can see, don't turn your light on by accident. You want to run it, see if we run it bezel up, if that's any better. Now I have it bezel up. You can still bump this on the bottom and turn the light on. See if that is the same case for the Thrunite here. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely turn the lights on. So just be careful as far as making sure that you don't have the lights on when they're in the sheaths. Now, both the lights do have a lockout mode, and they pretty much function the same way. Let me show you. Here's the Black Scout Survival version 4. So you hold down the button like you're going to turn on the Firefly, which I have. Now hold it on again, and the Firefly will go off. And now you can see when I hit this, it gives you a little red flash, meaning that it's locked out. So that way you won't turn the light on accidentally. Hold it down again, and it's going to come back on at your moonlight, and now it's ready to operate fully. Put this down here. Same thing for the Olight as well. So hold it down. It's going to come on at your moonlight. Hold it down again. Actually, sorry. Hold it down. It's going to come on at moonlight. Keep holding it down, and it'll lock out. Now when I hit this, it gives that little red light. So that's locked out. Now hold it down again, and eventually it'll unlock itself. Now it's ready to go. Real quick, here's a look at that aggressive bezel for the Thrunite. To take it off, basically just twist it like this. Now if you want to put the filter on, here's the red filter. Basically that's just going to attach like so. And now you've got the red filter on. Quick look at your bezels and your reflectors. Both of them are smooth. Neither of them are an orange peel. But this one you can see is just, it's much more reflective here, just even looking into it with the camera. So you get more of a spot from the Olight, more of a flood from the Thrunite. As far as your interface, you got the button on the bottom. I do prefer a rubberized switch. It's just my preference as opposed to this metal one. Now the metal one, it works totally fine, but you're going to attach the charger here as opposed to putting the charger in the USB port in the side. But you can mount the Olight on a weapon. It's the right size, and then you can put a magnetic activation switch for a weapons mounted light with your little pressure switch, and that magnetically attaches to this. So just a heads up, if you're thinking about a tactical light and you're like, I definitely want to mount it on a weapon, then the Olight is definitely the one to go with. They've got all the attachments and mounting systems, and then obviously your pressure switch, which is nice. I do like the rubber pressure switch on this one more than the metal, like I said. And then your side interface button, I'll show you real quick here. Just about the same size. I would prefer if the Thrunite had it a little bit more rubberized as opposed to just metal. I feel like I can, in the dark, I can feel that texture a little bit more to turn on the light. But again, very similar between the two. Real quick, I do want to note that you do get instructions with both of them. They both give you the information you need, and they get the job done. So basically a break even there as far as your instructions. As far as your pocket clips, they both work well. You can see you've got about an inch, a little bit less than an inch maybe on the Olight sticking out from your pocket. I will say that the Olight wins on this one because it offers that kind of switchback feature, so you can put it on a hat, whereas the Thrunite doesn't offer that. I wish Thrunite would do that because it's a really simple feature, but it adds a lot of functionality to your light. But yeah, both of them work well. You can take them off if you want to. They come off relatively easily. And yeah, the Olight has the win on that one because of that switchback feature. So we're going to take them out into the night and show you what they look like in use now. Let me give you some quick thoughts on the lights. So these are both tactical lights in my opinion. Yes, EDC as well, but they definitely have tactical applications. That real aggressive bezel is nice, I think, on both of them. I haven't had an issue with either of these in my pocket as far as like that bezel tearing up my pocket. The knurling is fine as well. It's a little bit, tiny bit maybe more aggressive on the Olight, but pretty I would call it like right in the middle. It's not super aggressive. It's not super smooth. It's just the right amount, I think, for texture. I was using a Power Tech the other day, and I would definitely say that's a much more aggressive texture I had on that other flashlight. As far as your outputs, obviously, you're getting a lot of burn, or you're getting a lot of lumen output, over 2,500 lumens with the Thrunite and closer to 2,000 with the Olight. As you'll see, the way they throw light is a little bit different, so that'll give you some insight into maybe which one of these is better for you. As far as the color, there are a couple different colors that Olight has put out for the M2R Pro Warrior. This flat dark earth, as I call it, I think they call it desert tan, but I think it's flat dark earth for the Thrunite. I really like that color. That's one of my favorite colors for flashlights, so I think that's cool. Black Scout Survival Crest on that, I think, is also another nice aesthetic feature. Real quick, here's a look at that aggressive bezel for the Thrunite. To take it off, basically just twist it like this. I will say when the light is actually being carried in your pocket, you can feel the difference as far as the size based on the body, the diameter of the body with the 21700 for the Olight and the 18650 for the Thrunite. So it's not a huge difference. I was just testing out, I think it's the TT20 from Thrunite a while ago, and that has got a 21700 battery as well. So I'll definitely EDC either of these, no problem. They work for me. I think for some people they're going to want something smaller, but if you want something smaller, then probably neither of these are going to work for you because they are, I would say, medium to moving towards large size everyday carry flashlight. We're outside now. We're going to start out with the Olight Warrior M2R Pro. First three outputs are 1, 15, and 60. So here's 1 lumen looking at my hand. Can't really see anything out in the distance. The fence is about 35 feet away. Let's go up to 15 here. Starting to pick up the fence. With the human eye, I can see it, I would say, decent at 35 feet. Let's go up to 60. As you can see, it's a pretty tight spot. Doesn't have a lot of spill coming out from that center. Let's go to 250. There's your 250. When I shine it at that center door there, I can definitely see end to end on the entire fence. I could see, I would say, probably 75% of the yard in front of me. Let's go to up to 750 now. So shining at that center, I can definitely see the entire fence easily and see the entire yard quite easily now. Okay, this is 750. Let's go to the 1800. Definitely a nice jump there. I mean, really bright, obviously, as you can see on camera. And as I'm shining it here, I can see over the back to my kids' play fort. I can see the roof of the shed. I can see the trees back there very easily. So at that 1800, it's a really nice output. Okay, now with the Thrunite Black Scout Survival version 4, we're going to give you the first three outputs. That's going to be 0.54, 33, and 350. So here's 0.54. You can see my hand right there. Can't really see anything in the distance. On camera, I can see a little bit with the human eye. I can see, but definitely not a ton. All right, here's 33. Definitely can see that on the fence now. A way bigger flood for this one. Not as tight a spot. You're getting a lot more light out broadly. Let's go to the 350. So with your 350 shining at that, I can definitely see the entire yard pretty much here, maybe 85% of the yard in front of me. And you can see a difference pretty quickly, and we'll show you side by side in a minute. But that 350 with the Black Scout Survival version 4 compared to the M2R Pro Warrior or Warrior Pro from Olight, this has definitely got way more of a flood than it just does have that hot center. All right, let's look at the 1426. So there's 1426. Again, a nice amount of light. It's just the most obvious thing is that this has got way more flood than just that hot center spot. All right, let's go up to 2523, which is the highest level output here. So there's your highest level output. Again, same results, I would say. A lot of light coming out there. I can see off in the distance. Way more flood than just that hot center spot. All right, so we're going to go head to head now. We got the Thrunite over here on the right and the Olight on the left. We got 33 lumens versus 15 lumens. So 33, 15, 33, 15. All right, next level up is 350 for the Thrunite and 60 for the Olight. So here's 60, 350, 60, 350. I mean, you can definitely see at this level, shining the Olight at the door, you can basically see the gate, I should say. You can see the gate and a little bit out from it with the Thrunite, just way more. There are some rings just based on the way the bezel's built. Nothing terribly distracting. I wouldn't call them artifacts, but definitely way more flood, way more spot. And I think I feel like the Thrunite's got kind of a clearer image as far as how it projects out there. This is much more like a pure LED. This one's got a little bit of kind of an orange tinge almost, or a yellowish tinge to me. All right, let's compare 350 with the Thrunite to 250 with the Olight. So here's 350 with the Thrunite, 250 with the Olight. and then side by side here. All right, now we've got 750 for the Olight over here and 1426 for the Thrunite here. Now obviously 1426 is over, I mean that's just about double, I would say a little bit less than, but double what the Olight output is. We'll just compare those two. So there's the 750, 1426. Just going to say it again, way more of a spot and way more, it's got some kind of, effect of being a spotlight, but way more it's got just that flood feature way more than the Olight. All right, now we'll go to the highest level, 2523 for the Thrunite on the right and 1800 for the Olight on the left. 2523, 1800. 2523, 1800. Obviously both are putting out a ton of light, but same result again, much more of a spot, much more of a flood. Okay, now we'll look at strobe. So strobe warning, Thrunite on the right. And now Olight on the left. Okay, now side by side. Now let me show you the Black Scout Survival with the red filter on. So we'll go through all the different settings here. Lowest setting. Here's level 2. Now you can start to see it in the distance, level 3. There's just over 1400. And now we'll go to the highest level, over 2500. So with the red filter on, you can see quite a bit still. The motion sensor light just came on there. Let's test the lights indoors now. We're going to start out with the Black Scout Survival version 4, and I'm indoor at my office. I'm actually in my office space looking out into the general office space. We'll hit this one with the turbo first. Here we go. So you can see all the way across to that other office space. That's probably about 25 or 30 feet away. All right, let's try the different outputs now. All right, so there's my hand on Firefly. I can't really see much in the office. Let's go to the next level up. So you can see it a little bit on camera. I can actually see pretty fine. I would definitely want more output, but I can definitely see around the walls here now. Let's go to the next level. And then next one. All right, here's the M2R Warrior Pro. And again, I'm going to go at the highest level. This is the 1800 right here. So you can definitely see totally fine everywhere. Again, I'm going to say this 10,000 times, but definitely a tighter spot as opposed to more of a flood from the Black Scout Survival. Let's go through the other settings now. There's your moonlight just shining on my hand. Next level up. Pick it up a little bit on camera, not much there. Now I can see all the way across to that other office. I would say decently. If somebody was in there, I definitely know. There's your next level. And there's one more. At this level, you can definitely see everything pretty much fine, I would say. And then once again to your turbo. You go to the turbo, obviously still that hot center, but you're getting much more spill. So you can actually see directly in my office and all the way across to the other office as well. Okay, I'm out in the larger office space, kind of the open area with the cubicles. And now I'm going to hit this with the Black Scout Survival version 4 at the highest level. So that's what that looks like. Let's try the Olight now. Olight at the highest level. Now we'll compare the two. The Black Scout Survival version 4 will be on your right and the Olight on the left. All right, let's check out the Black Scout Survival version 4 with the red filter on now. So that's at your highest level. Here's down at one of the lower levels. Can't really see much out there as far as on camera. Another step up. I could see okay, I would say. Now you're definitely giving light to a lot of the room, and then back to the turbo here. All right, let's wrap up talking about these two lights. A little bit random of a location that I'm in the car here, but the snow that just fell is so blinding it's washing out my camera if I'm outside. So anyhow, the Black Scout Survival version 4 from Thrunite or the Olight M2R Pro Warrior from Olight. Size-wise, very similar. If you do take the aggressive bezel off of the Black Scout Survival, it is a tiny bit shorter, so just to let you know that. As far as your diameter, a little bit smaller for the Black Scout Survival because of the 18650 versus the 21700 battery. Clip, the wind goes to Olight. As far as a flood versus a spot, we've talked about that enough. So if you definitely want a flood or a light that's more floody, then definitely the Black Scout Survival. If you need something that's got a tight spotlight, then the Olight is going to be the win. If you need something that's going to be mounted on a weapon, then the Olight's going to be the win. I think the biggest differentiator for these two is going to be that this one right now at the time of this video is around 60 bucks and this one's around 110 bucks. So, you know, you have to ask yourself the question, for 50 extra dollars, are you getting the amount of performance that's worth 50 extra bucks? You can basically almost get two of these for the price of this. So that's a question you got to figure out depending on what you're looking for in a flashlight. I have liked both these lights. I do prefer the interface on the Black Scout Survival with that rubberized pressure switch as opposed to the metal one. I don't mind a 21700. As I mentioned before, I just recently tested out the TT20 from Thrunite, and that works fine for me as an EDC light as far as the size of it when I'm carrying it in my pocket. If you need a light that you can regularly put onto a hat, then the clip on the Olight is going to win. I do like the fact that this uses just a generic USB as opposed to the proprietary charging cord here from Olight. I don't mind the proprietary, but the fact that, you know, if I'm out and about and you can get those USB cords anywhere versus if you don't have the cord with you for this, you're not going to be able to charge it. Weight-wise, this one's going to be a little bit lighter than the Olight. The last thing is about the color. You can get this in black and also this flat dark earth. The M2R Pro Warrior, you can get in a variety of different colors, and Olight seems to continue to put out more colors. So if that's a big deal for you as far as the color that you want, then go with the Olight. I would say for me, bottom line, you know, the fact that I can get almost two of these for the price of one of these, I'm going with this. The high outputs, you know, they burn for a while and then they drop down. That's true for both of these. They're not going to go for 40 minutes at their turbo setting. So to me, that's kind of neither here nor there. It just kind of is what it is. So I'd like to see more flashlights. I like to see the technology improve so that you can run the flashlights at a higher output for longer amounts of time. And I think we're getting there. As a flashlight community, we're seeing more and more lights that you can do that. But bottom line, price point, that's going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. And yeah, both of them have worked well. I like both the lights. But for me right now, the Black Scout Survival is going to be the winner in this showdown. But let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. What stands out to you about the two lights? What do you like? What do you not like? And then also, which of these two would you be choosing? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.